taking the opportunity of the panel to provide an update on where we are on our energy efficient mortgages initiative. I actually had a look, and the first time we put this on the agenda was back in 2016 at the Copenhagen plenary. Since then, we have had a load of successes. We've made a lot of progress. We have successfully applied for funding from the EU to support EMAP, which is about delivering the mortgage financing mechanism. A second application was successful to deliver EDAP, which is about building the data collection, analysis and processing infrastructure. So I used the opportunity of this panel to provide kind of an update on where we are on the occasion of this plenary in Munich. And there were specifically two pieces of news. Firstly, that we launched in June of this year a pilot phase with 38 European banks representing approximately 20% of EU GDP. An outstanding mortgage portfolio collectively of around 3 trillion euros, so a really significant scale. It's really significant in terms of scale. So we launched this pilot phase in June, and the idea is to support banks through this period to operationalize the origination of energy efficient mortgages as soon as possible. And the second big piece of news was that we have just submitted a third application for EU funding to effectively deliver a market activation framework. So the idea is to provide financing to banks directly to be able to identify criticalities which will otherwise impede the successful development of the market, and at the same time deliver and deploy solutions to address those. So hopefully when we come back to the next plenary in Riga in April next year, we will be able to share the good news that we've been successful in that application too.
We have actually started very well. We have done a lot of work, and now we are starting to collect the data. We are trying to make and understand and interpret the data in terms of, in particular, of the correlation between the mortgage data and the defaults and the energy efficiency of the building. So we are now crunching the numbers and hope to be presenting them at the end of September in Venice, the results, which we have already seen some initial results, and they are positive from that perspective. In terms of the methodology, some of the banks have been very helpful in providing some data, which is not easy because having energy efficiency regarding the buildings is not information that is generally available. So our biggest effort at the beginning was to collect the data, so to make a correct interpretation of the data from the banks in specific jurisdictions, and then to try to extrapolate the information and to compare it to the borrower behavior, particularly in distress scenarios, and to understand whether energy efficient borrowers behave in a better or worse way compared to normal, let's say, buyers of properties. And there is a correlation between energy efficiency and this type of buyers as far as the preliminary results that we are collecting.